Hey there everyone! Finally, welcome back to Talking Flicks, and I have a brand new ranking to share with you. I will be ranking all 5 Daniel Craig James Bond films since No Time to Die just released. Beware of spoilers in the video as I might drop a spoiler in there, and the only one I can confirm will be spoiler free is No Time to Die. If you haven't seen the other Craig Bond films, then watch at your own risk. I'm not as big a fan of the James Bond movies as I am, say, the MCU or even some DCEU films, but I have enjoyed Daniel Craig's era as Bond. To be clear, I've only seen the Daniel Craig Bond films, and honestly, I'm not interested in going back to the other Bond films. So now it's time for me, a high school YouTube idiot who happens to be the biggest brain film critic of all time, to rank the 5 Daniel Craig James Bond films. Let's get into it.
You don't have to worry about me.
I didn't have the worst time with Quantum of Solace, but gosh was it a step down from Casino Royale. I watched it for the first time about a week ago. And I already mostly forgot it. Daniel Craig still delivers a good performance, and so does Judi Dench as M, but there's not much more than that. The action is forgettable and as choppy as that one game in Wii Party where you have to cut the food really quickly. It was clearly taking inspiration from the Bourne movies for its action, but it didn't work as that style of action was for the Bourne movies and not for Bond. We already had Casino Royale, which had awesome action, and the action style didn't feel consistent between these two movies. There was also a writer's strike going on as this film was made, which is why the movie is pretty messy. Heck, Daniel Craig had to come in and do some of his own writing. Overall, the movie isn't terrible, it has cool moments, the acting is solid, and there are way worse things to watch. But it's very meh, and that's why it only gets 50%, and honestly, I'm tempted to go lower. Spectre is a way better movie than Quantum of Solace, and it honestly is a movie I found to be underrated. FYI, I just watched most of these movies for the first time recently, for No Time to Die, and the only ones I saw before were Casino Royale and Skyfall, which I rewatched. The action was cool, Dave Bautista has only one line in the film, and he's still awesome.
Shit.
No Time to Die pays off this movie in particular very well, and Spectre also makes No Time to Die better. I liked Miss Swan as Bond's love interest for his final 2 movies, and Waltz is of course a great actor. As a character, he wasn't developed the best, and he tied in the entire past Craig Bond films together with the reveals that he's the real mastermind, which I don't really care for. In fact, I kind of found it to take away a bit from the other villains. However, I found the trio between Bond, Q, and Moneypenny to be a ton of fun, and I really like their dynamic. Overall, it's a good movie. Sam Mendes does a good job directing here. It's better than people say it is, but still not top tier Bond. Spectre deserves 76% for me, as it's not great, but still good.
Yeah, still good.
Number 3 is the newest film, No Time to Die. I found this to be a satisfying conclusion to Daniel Craig's run as Bond, but it could have been a bit better. To be clear, I still think this movie is great and it has some of the best stuff in the entire franchise. This might be the best Daniel Craig has ever been as Bond, and it actually grows from Casino Royale to this movie. Maybe when I rewatch it, I'll like it more, as that has happened to plenty of the other movies this year, such as The Suicide Squad, Shang-Chi, and it even happened to Skyfall and Casino Royale when I rewatched them. No Time to Die was still great though, with some awesome action sequences, fantastic acting, really fun new characters with Ana de Armas and the new 007. However, my 2 main problems are number 1, the pacing, and number 2, the villain. This movie is over 2.5 hours long, and it feels like it. The first half was expertly paced with plenty of fun action and characters, but the second half felt slow. It dragged at quite a few moments for me, and the only other movie that happened to have worse pacing in this franchise is Quantum of Solace, which I felt like it dragged for the entire film.
Boom. Roasted.
Part of the reason it felt like a drag was because I didn't care much for the villain here. Rami Malek does a good job, and he's the main reason I find the character somewhat engaging, and then showing some of the past stuff he's done was pretty menacing, but the stuff he was doing throughout the entirety of this film itself never really got to me. He was still cool at times, but I thought he could have been better. This is still not enough to ruin the film though, as it's the most emotional a Bond movie has ever gotten, and you will feel those moments. No Time to Die was a great conclusion to the 15-year Daniel Craig run of James Bond movies, and it gets 88%. When I first watched Skyfall, I thought it was good, but overrated. Maybe it's because I hadn't seen Quantum at the time and I felt like there was a movie missing between Casino Royale and this one, but I enjoyed Skyfall way more this time around. Craig does a fantastic job as always in the role, but the beginning when Bond gets shot and nearly killed really makes the movie stand out from other Bond movies, as it shows that Bond is not just this unstoppable powerhouse. Javier Bardem plays my favorite Bond villain with Silva, as he felt personal to our characters, and when he revealed how his face looked, that was freaking awesome. Em had a really great character arc here, culminating in her death, and it really hit as I grew to really like the character. Crew and Moneypenny are awesome new additions, and they add some good comic relief at times. This is an awesome Bond film with great action, a fantastic villain, good pacing for the most part. It can drag a little bit at times but not too much, and it's just an awesome resurrection of the Bond franchise after Quantum of Solace. Skyfall gets 91% for me, and it also has the best song out of the 5 Daniel Craig films in my opinion. Man, Daniel Craig knocked it out of the park right out of the gate with Casino Royale, which is my favorite Bond film and it does just about everything right. The pacing may drag a little for me at times, but really not much, and this is just me being nitpicky. I'm just trying to give a reason why I may not go higher with my score because I freaking love this movie. The action is still the best in the franchise in my opinion, especially with that opening parkour sequence.
Parkour!
This is Parkour, internet sensation of 2004, and it was in one of the Bond films.
Parkour! Okay, yeah! Parkour! Get off! Get off!
Le Chiffre, while not quite as good as Silva in my opinion, is still great and is my second favorite of these Bond villains. We also get a Bond that really does feel like he grows in this movie. Of course, he starts off as a womanizer, but he actually ends up falling in love with Vesper, which I liked, as Bond really feels like a person here. I feel connected and invested in him, and No Time to Die pays off all of these movies very well. I really do love everything about this movie, the score, the look, the style, the characters, and of course the action. Casino Royale gets 94% and it's awesome. Those are all 5 Daniel Craig James Bond movies ranked. It's kind of sad to see him gone as Bond, but he will always be remembered as my favorite Bond, and No Time to Die was definitely a high note to end on. Also, if you're wondering where my How I Would Have Run the DCEU Part 2 video is, it's on the way. The script is done, which I've been working on for the past 2 months, and I should have it by late October or early November. Sorry for making you wait so long and making you wait a little more, but I'll be here soon.